Something happened in Judge Nadine Allen's courtroom today that took a lot of folks by surprise.
Prosecutors actually thanked a defendant who robbed nearly 40 people. 9 News reporter Janelle Walton's live in our newsroom to explain this unusual move. Janelle?
Tanya, the defendant, Amy Hoover, pled guilty to aggravated robbery. She also helped convict 2 other suspects by agreeing to testify against them. Prosecutors say Hoover was attacked while at the Justice Center for being labeled a jailhouse snitch, but she still agreed to help police. Amy Hoover stood before Judge Nadine Allen to admit her mistakes before she was sentenced for her part in armed robberies of casino winners.
And I want to apologize for getting on the stand the first time and lying to you and trying to protect somebody that was horrifically horrible to me. And now that you allowed me to sit down and realize how important my life is and that I need to move on. So I just thank you guys so much.
Allen told Hoover by cooperating with police, she likely saved others from being robbed too.
I think my point is that, we perceive that, quote, jailhouse snitches are bad people. But without your testimony, then somebody else would be getting aggravated robberies going on possibly right now. There were people who were beaten, there were people who were bleeding, there were people who had stitches, and guns were used, and no telling what can happen with guns. And so you've probably saved lives.
Hoover testified against her accomplices Kenyatta Erkins and Ugbi Ojil. Their victims were followed home and robbed of their winnings.
It felt good to go out there and get these people that actually had victimized all these people for so long, and probably 36 to 40 victims, and there's no telling how many more there are out there.
Hoover gave birth to a baby girl while at the Justice Center. She thanked Judge Allen for sending her to jail as she waited to be sentenced because it allowed her to deliver her baby drug-free. Prosecutors admit it's unusual for them to thank a defendant.
This is one of the few cooperating defendants we've had that from start to finish really played ball with us. She's still going to prison, but hopefully she's turned her life around and she'll be a good mom someday.
Hoover was sentenced to 3 years in prison but received credit for 300 days. Once she's out of prison, she'll have to spend the next 5 years on probation. Tanya.